article says most gender-confused children grow out of it. Landmark 15-year study concludes, as critics show, it's being trans is usually just for kids, a phase for kids. It's a fad. And it's not even a true fad. It's a fad that's propped up by social contagion, mainstream media, all of the major corporate firms and celebrities and powerful political and social elites. So it's not even really like a fad. It's truly institutional propaganda. This is more
Yeah.
real than institutional racism.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I mean, of course, there are so many things to say about this. I mean, I told you so is probably the biggest thing that,
Especially you. Samantha
yeah,
makes a lot of content about this. Like
yeah,
you're like the poor man's Abigail Shrier. Uh,
it's true. I'm like discount Abigail Shrier. It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
I think
But
that's high praise.
I will take it, You know, when it says gender confused, I don't, that term doesn't even mean anything because all of the standards that they have set to define a child as gender confused can literally apply to every single child on planet Earth. It's like your little girl picked up a Hot Wheels car. She wants to be a boy. She's trying to send you a message. Your son tried to put on your heels once. He's trying to be a girl. Like, these are all, every single thing that they have ever said can be applied to every single child on planet Earth and every single human being on planet Earth because we exist on a spectrum. Our personalities, our dislikes, our femininity, our masculinity. So I don't even know how they measure, gender confused child and what the standard that these kids would have to meet to qualify for this study. But I think people also need to realize this is not just about being gender confused. This is about kids being convinced to believe that they are gender confused, that they're
Mm-hmm.
convinced to believe that they have a condition they do not have. So how does that even quantify in this study? It's like these kids were convinced to believe that they had cancer, and then miraculously, all these kids that never had cancer in the first place are cured. It's like, well, then are they really cured? Because they didn't have the disease in the first place. So it just, the whole thing is so beyond crazy, but unfortunately, it has very long term, permanent mental and physical consequences for these kids, which is why these parents, especially, are never going to acknowledge this crap because then they have to face the fact that they talked their kid into unnecessarily mutilating their mind and body, and it is
Oh
100% their
yeah.
fault.
They have to be right about this. They have to
Yeah,
be. They would probably rather do this euthanasia thing to their kid than admit they were wrong and they
100%.
ruin their lives.
Yeah. If anything, this so-called voluntary euthanasia thing is going to be more of a relief for the parents who royally screwed up their own kids to not have to face the reality of the harm that they caused, as opposed to actually trying
Mm.
to do something good for their child.
Yep. Nope. This hit. Well, I saw it. I was like, I said what you said. Yeah, we freaking told you so.
Yeah.
This is news to anyone who's a midwit or a low IQ person. This,
Democrat.
this thank you, my translator. Thank you. This is common sense. It's a little bit sad that they had to do a study to confirm common sense, but this is going to be rejected. All of the facts are going to be racist, bigoted, xenophobic, and,
Well, we have the WPATH files with the doctors at the head of the leading organization that advises all of these clinics admitting that teenagers don't know what they're getting themselves into, admitting that parents have no idea what the long-term consequences are, admitting that people are growing up and completely regretting their decision. Like, these are the doctors saying this. So it's like, how much more science and evidence? Like, we didn't need science and evidence in the first place because we could tell you the kids are not capable of grasping these concepts. We could tell you the parents were doing this to get attention for themselves. We could tell you that these kids are going to grow up and realize that their body that they started out with was perfectly healthy, and now it's like a shadow of its former self. We told you all of these things. We didn't need a study. And now even the more evidence comes out, they're still pushing this crap harder than